Hi, good morning everyone. So, by the way, I am Daniela Empuno and my topic is all about taxation. Taxation is an inherent power of the state acting through legislator to impose and collect revenues to support the government. And its recognized object, it is power of the state to collect revenues for public purpose only. So, tax is a non-voluntary payment we have to pay in the government on the behalf or service such as health, education, and also securities. So, kinahanglan nato ni Baryan ang buwis sa ngalan sa pagserbisyo sa atong gobyerno. There are characteristic of taxation. Number one is impose in person or property. A tax may impose on acts, transaction, or construct. Example, person will pay tax for his income and own state. So, kinahanglan yun na isa ka tao naka-responsibilities na mobayad sa buwis sa imong kita. Kay kinahanglan ni para matungnan ang imong responsibilities para ana nga butang. Next is payable in money. A tax must be discharged along in money which must be a legal tender. Yan po ang payable in money. Next is proportionate in character. Tax are based on the ability to pay. So, you have your ability to pay na kana nga tax is imong barayan, is imo yun ang barayan. Kung kana siya para sa imong nga tax nga kana siya kwarta nga dako nga imong barayan para yun na sa imo ha. Kay na may ability to pay. Tanang tao is nag-base ra pud na siya sa tax nga imong barayan. That's all. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. My name is Dailin Matugas, the second reporter. Number 6 of characteristic. Imposed by the law making body of the state. Imposed by the law making body of the state suggests that a rule or regulation has been established by the legislative authority of a government. It means that a specific requirements or restriction has been officially set and is legally enforceable within that jurisdiction. Number 7, it is levied for public purposes. Taxes are typically levied for public purposes such as funding governments, services, infrastructure, and public programs. They play a crucial role in supporting the functioning of a society by financing essential services that benefit the public as a whole. A common example of a tax levied for public purposes, such as funding government services, infrastructure, the education, kinds of taxes under existing laws, local taxes, and national taxes. The local taxes refers to taxes imposed by local government units such as cities, municipalities, or province within a country. These taxes are distinct from national or federal taxes and are collected to fund local government operations and services. Example of local taxes may include property taxes, business taxes, local sales taxes, and fees for specific services provided by the local government. The revenue generated from these taxes is used to support various local initiatives such as public schools, infrastructure projects, public safety services, and community development program. Local taxes play a crucial role in sustaining and improving the quality of life within specific regions by contributing to the funding of essential services that directly benefit the local community. The rates and types of local taxes can vary significantly between different localities depending on their specific need and priorities. The national taxes refers to the taxes imposed the government at the national level. These taxes are collected by the central or federal government to fund various public services, infrastructure, the project and government functions that benefit the entire country. National taxes play a crucial role in generating revenue for the government to meet its expenditures and address the needs of the nation as a whole. Example of national taxes include income tax, value added tax or VAT, corporate tax, excise tax, and custom duties. These taxes are typically applied uniformly across the country, and the revenue collected contributes to financing public goals and services such as education, healthcare, defense, and infrastructure development.
So, hello everyone. I am Joyce Montilla. So, to continue our topic, I'm going to discuss about the classifications of taxes. So, meron tayo ditong as to subject matter or object. When we say subject matter or object, sino ba talaga or ano ba talaga ang tinatax? Kaya nga subject matter or object. So, basically may tatlo yan. So, first is personal. Isa lang ibig sabihin yan, tinatax mo mismo is yung tao. Hindi na mahalaga yung kanyang property or kinatatayuan sa buhay. Ang tinatax mo ay siya mismo bilang isang Pilipino. Ang common example nito is yung community tax, sedula. Dahil binibigyan ka ng karapatan na manirahan sa isang community, so, ikaw mismo na tao ka, magbayad ka ng sedula at hindi mahalaga kung ikaw ay mahirap or mayaman or walang trabaho, basta magbayad ka ng sedula or community tax. Kasi personal yun, tinatax mismo, di ba? So, yun yung object of taxation, person. So, the next one is property. Tinatax naman dito, natural is yung mga ari-arian mo. So, halimbawa, ako isang tao. May tatlo akong ari-arian. Ilang beses ba ako nagbabayad ng real property tax? So, isang tao natural, hindi ako tinatax 3 beses. But rather, tinatax ako 3 beses. Kasi sa tatlong ari-arian ko. So, sa madaling salita, pagdami ng property or pagdami ng papayaran ng taxes. Basically, ano yung tinatax dito? Basically, ano yung tinatax is yung property. Kasi nga, ang sabi is to subject matter. So, the last one is excise. In this context, it means the act of privileges or enjoyment of the acts. Kasi nga, enjoyment of the act rather. So, kasi nga may nagagawa ka or nagkakaroon ka ng privileges katulad ng kakayahan mong kumita, kakayahan mong magnegosyo, babayaran mo lahat yon. So, ano yung tinatax dito? So, natural, ang tinatax dito, hindi yung tao, hindi yung mga property, but rather yung act, yung privileges. And dito pumapasok yung income taxes, business tax, at iba pa. So, that's all.
So, good day everyone. I am Shansai Mandaman. So now I'm going to report about as to purpose general fiscal or revenue tax imposed for the general purpose of the government to respond to its needs. Bali is ang napundo or na kolekta gikan sa revenue tax is na siya ginagamit ng pamahalaan upang punduhan ang iba't ibang serbisyong at proyekto tulad ng edukasyon at instruktora at iba pa. For example is kaning mga resort, ang ilang mga tax is ang tax nila mao na gamiton or ang napundo nila mao na siya gamiton para sa nag-edukasyon. So next is special or regulatory tax imposed for the special purpose, e.g. protected tariff or customs duties in import goods to protect local industry. So, for example is import goods like USA, nagpasulod sila diri og mga product diri sa Philippines din. Ang gobyerno ilang kuhaan og tax kay para sab ang local industry is to be fair. Sa ilaha naa sab tax ang pagsulod og any product from international og makontrol ang economy. So, that's all. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. My name is Jessica Saavedra, and now I'm going to discuss about national tax. National tax refers to the taxes imposed by the government on individuals, business, and other entities within a country. These taxes are collected by the government to fund public services and infrastructure such as healthcare, education, defense, transportation, and social welfare programs. National taxes can include income tax, value added tax, or VAT, corporate tax, property tax, and customs duties, among others. The specific rates and regulations regarding national taxes vary from country to country. So let's proceed. Municipal or local taxes. So municipal or local taxes refers to the taxes imposed by the local government units or LGUs on individuals, business, and properties within their jurisdiction. These taxes are collected to fund local government projects, services, and infrastructures development. Ang sa municipal or local tax na apil na dira ang business tax, property tax, mga professional tax, franchise tax, o uban pang mga fees o changes. The rates and regulations for these taxes vary from one municipality or local government unit to another. The revenue generated from municipal or local taxes is used to support local governance, public services, and community development initiatives. So the differences between national tax and municipal or local tax is ang kalahian nila sa national tax. Ang national tax um, maoy ay ang national tax is nag-impose na siya by the national government on a countrywide scale, while ang municipal or local tax nag-impose lang na siya by the local government within their specific jurisdiction. So ang national tax gamit sa mga fund fund national projects o services, whereas ang municipal or local tax is gamit lang siya to finance local initiatives o kanang sa mga community needs. Ang national tax regulated lang by the national government, while municipal or local tax is regulated lang na siya sa mga local government. So now let's proceed to discuss about specific tax and ad valorem tax. So specific tax refers to a type of tax that is imposed on specific goods, services, or activities. Unlike general taxes, which are levied on a broader range of economic activities, specific taxes are targeted towards specific items or industries. These taxes are often used as means to regulate or discourage certain behaviors or to generate revenue from specific sectors. Examples of specific taxes include excise taxes on alcohol, tobacco, and fuel, as well as taxes or luxury goods or specific service such as gambling or tourism. So, ad valorem tax. So, ang ad valorem tax is a type of tax that is calculated based on the value of a product or services. The term ad valorem is Latin for according to value. So, unlike specific taxes that are based on in a fixed amount or quantity, ad valorem taxes are a percentage of the item's value. This means that as the value of the item increases, the amount of tax paid also increases proportionally. They can also be applied to imported goods, where the taxes is calculated based on the value of the goods at the time of importation. So, difference between the specific tax and ad valorem tax. So, ang kalayan nila ang specific tax mao na siya ang tax ga-impose og mga specific goods, services or activities, while ang ad valorem tax is nag-based na siya sa value sa imo product or service. Specific tax na siya fixed amount or quantity, whereas ang ad valorem tax percentage lang na siya sa imong items value. The amount of specific tax remains constant, while the amount of ad valorem tax varies based on the value of the item. So that's all.
So now I will discuss the direct tax and the indirect tax. So first, the direct tax is these are the taxes are usually collected directly by the government through a variety of levies such as a personal tax income and the tax corporation and the corporate tax. And the second is the indirect tax. So the indirect tax is these are taxes collected by an intermediary or such a retailer, a services provider, and a commerce operator and a teacher. So those are the tax. So those are the examples, or those are the direct tax and the indirect tax. So now let's proceed. So as a graduation or a rate. So first is the proportional tax. So the proportional tax is this is a tax that is based on a fixed percentage of the amount of the property or the income or the other basis to be taxed. And the second is the progressive or graduated tax is a this is the is a rate which increases as the tax base or bucket increases. And the last is the regressive tax. The regressive tax is the rate which decrease the tax base on the or as the decrease as the tax base or the bucket increases. So those are the as to graduation or a rate. So now let's end my discussion about my topics. So thank you everyone. And
Kinds of national internal revenue taxes. Number 1, income tax. A tax on persons' income, emolument, profit, and like realized on one's taxable year. Ang income tax is kanagaling every year na siya nga ginabayaran sa mga mga stable nga work like teachers, mga sa some best example nga is mga teacher naman na sila mga ginabayaran nga income tax every year, something ingana. Number 2, estate tax. A tax on your right to transfer property at your death. It consists of an accounting of everything you own or have certain interest on the debt at the date of death. Ang estate tax is tax a right to decide person to transfer her or his estate to her and beneficiaries at the time of death and certain transfer. Diri ana is kung kanang rights gali siya nga kanang bayaran siya sa kanang kung mamatay ka, tas kung i-transfer nimo imo ang mga kwarta or something, mga state na siya mo nang tax nga bayaran siya kanang kibali if kung mamatay tapos ang katong iyang hire nga ang iyang hire nga pasan is nato siya na ay bayaran siya para ma-transfer ang kadtong inheritance or something nga iyang kwarta. Then so mo to. Tapos number 3, donor's tax is imposed upon any person, natural or juridical resident or non-resident who transfer or case to transfer by gift or donation, whether direct or indirect, in trust or ever real, personal, tangible, and intangible property. Ang donor's tax is a tax imposed on the transferred property by the gift or donor. Dira na to siya to mga tax nga bayaran kanang galing mag-donate ka or something ingana, tapos kanang maghatag ka og donation example, tapos nana siya bayan nga tax, mo nang ginatawag nga donor's tax. In the Philippines, it is governed by National Internal Revenue Code and other pertinent napasulod na siya sa kuan sa National Internal Revenue Code muna ang donor's tax. The donor tax or each calendar year shall be 6% compute in based on total gift. Kibali sa isa ka year na dapat na siya 6% nga mabayaran in total sa isa ka year. Compute on the basis total gift in excess of 250,000 pesos except gift made during the calendar year. So sa isa ka year kibali ang 6% is makwanto siya sa 250,000 siya. Tanan nga mabayaran kung kuan ang mabayaran sa kanang kuan sa donor's tax.
So, good morning everyone. We'll continue this topic. So, number 4, value-added tax is a form of sales tax. So, it's commonly as a percentage of the total cost of goods services. So, for example, na kay mga product cost 100 pesos, then na siya 15% VAT. The consumer pay of 115 the merchants. So ang merchants keep lang gyapon siya og 100, then the remittance is 15% for the government. Mo na siyang gitawag og value added tax. Ang nag-added gyud siya sa mga value sa ato ang mga product costs. So number 5, withholding tax. So, the amount of employees paid withheld by employers or sent directly to the government as a partial payment of the income tax. For example, include diri ang mga rental income, mga property used sa to ang business or mga payment contractors. Mugin ka ng mga rental na naguna ang mga sila mga partial payment sa to ang mga properties. So next is number 6, exercise tax is any duty as a manufactured good that normally leave but moment of manufacture for internal consumption rather than at a sale. So consider ni siya og mga indirect tax, mga product producer or mga seller. So nagabayad po ni sila mga buwis sa atong mga government. So, nag-expected po ni sila mga recover sa ilahang na lose na mga racing sa mga price na paid by final buyers or mga products. So, number 7, documentary stamp tax. Tax of documents, instrumental or papers evidencing that acceptance, assignment, sale, or transfer or of an obligation, rights, or property. Instead of their to nagkuan ni siya og kuan, for example kanang natay mga depth of sales, natay mga original insurance sa ato ang mga stock, natay bank check, naputay mga kuan, natay power of attorney, natay birth certificate sa ato ang kuan negosyo. So number 8 is custom duty. Is a tariff or tax exposed good when transferred across international boundaries. So, naman dyan na sa ato ang mga customer ng mga naman dyan international boundaries, di ba? So, na dyan na siya yung mga tariff or tax. If ever mag-expose sa mga product. So, need jud na obligahan jud nato na siya na bayaran kay para walay problema if ever kuanta og mga products sa ato ang area or magtos ta sa lain lugar, mag-expose or import sa ato ang mga product. That's all.
So, good morning, ma'am. I am Julia Rose Castillo, and I am going to tackle the last three kinds of national internal revenue taxes. So, travel tax. Travel tax is a fee. Charged by some countries or regions to visitor for the purpose of funding tourism-related initiatives or infrastructure. The amount of the tax varies depending on the destination and can be included in the price of airline tickets, hotel reservations, or can be paid directly at the point of entry. So, for example, if you go to Korea from the Philippines, uh, currently economy class, you'll have to pay the tax of 2,000 pesos, and for business class or first class, you'll have to pay the amount of 4,000 pesos. So, the purpose of travel tax is to generate revenue for tourism-related projects such as improving transportation systems, enhancing tourism attractions, or promoting sustainable tourism-related practices. So let's move on to the next, which is the energy tax. Energy tax is a type of tax levied on the consumption of energy-based products such as electricity, gasoline, or diesel fuels. It is typically imposed to discourage the use of fossil fuels and promote the use of renewable energy sources. And uh, the tax revenue, the revenue of the tax can be used to fund government programs such as related to energy efficiency, conservation, and research and development for alternative energy technologies. So the last one is the private motor vehicle tax. It is a tax paid by the owner of the vehicle. This tax is imposed by the government to generate revenue and is used to fund various public services and infrastructure projects. The amount of the tax varies depending on the type of vehicle, uh, its engine size, and other factors.
So, good day everyone. I am Mark Vincent Piroedas, and the topic that I'm going to tackle is all about the income tax rates, letter B. So, for purely self-employed individuals and or professionals whose gross sales, receipts, and other non-operating income do not exceed the VAT threshold of 3 million, the tax shall be at the taxpayer's option. So these are the options. First is the 8% income tax on gross sales or gross receipts in excess of 250,000 in lieu of the graduated income tax rates and the percentage tax, or income tax based on the graduated income tax rates. So we have an example here. So income tax payable of gross sales of 2,500,000 with dividend income of 500,000, compute using the preferential tax rate. So the gross sales, which is 2,500,000 plus the non-operating income, which is 500,000. So the total gross taxable income is 3 million. Since it is computed using the preferential rate, so 3 million minus the amount allowed as deduction under Section 24A to B of National Internal Revenue Code as amended. So 250,000. 3 million minus 250,000 is 2,750,000 the net taxable income. So 2,750,000 times the tax rate 8%. So 2,750,000 times the tax rate 8%, so which is 0.08 is equal to 220,000. So the income tax due is 220,000. In the tax withheld, there's no tax withheld since tax withheld is only for those deducted within the year. For example, monthly, quarterly, and semi-annually. So in this example, we did not put for tax withheld for we are computing the income tax payable annually. So the total income tax payable for 3 million is 220,000. That's all. Thank you.